了，点火了！哇，火箭发射！升降，看录像屏。哇，发射了！升降。
Hold onto your hats because China has managed to do the unimaginable. They just launched an artificial sun. Yes, you heard right. A completely artificial sun. This groundbreaking device has the power to revolutionize our energy sources and bring us one step closer to a cleaner, more sustainable future. Have you ever imagined a future where energy is limitless and pollution is a thing of the past? Well, China's artificial sun might just be the key to making that future a reality. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the HL2 and tokamak and explore how it works, what its potential impact could be, and what it means for China's technological power. So, buckle up and get ready for an enlightening journey into the world of nuclear fusion. So, what is this artificial sun, and why is it such a big deal? Well, let's take a closer look. The artificial sun is a revolutionary device developed by Chinese scientists and engineers. On May 5, 2023, China launched an experimental device called the HL2M tokamak. It is essentially an experimental nuclear fusion reactor that is designed to replicate the process that powers the sun. The concept behind this device is to generate energy from nuclear fusion in a way that is safe, clean, and sustainable. This is a major breakthrough because nuclear fusion has long been considered the holy grail of energy production, as it has the potential to provide a nearly limitless source of energy without the harmful side effects of nuclear fission. However, achieving nuclear fusion on Earth has proven to be a major challenge, as it requires temperatures of over 100 million degrees Celsius, which is hotter than the core of the sun. The HL2M tokamak is able to generate temperatures of over 150 million degrees Celsius, which is 10 times hotter than the sun's core. This is made possible through a complex system of magnetic fields that confine and control plasma, which is the superheated gas that is used in the fusion process. By containing and controlling the plasma, the tokamak can create the conditions necessary for nuclear fusion to occur. This is why the launch of the artificial sun is such a big deal. It represents a major step forward in the quest for clean, limitless energy and could potentially provide a new source of power for the world. However, the tokamak is still in the experimental phase, and much more testing needs to be done to see if it can produce sustained nuclear fusion reactions, which is the key to generating energy from fusion. The fusion process that occurs within the HL2M tokamak and other fusion reactors is a complex and fascinating phenomenon that involves the collision and fusion of atomic nuclei. At its most basic level, nuclear fusion is the process by which two atomic nuclei combine to form a single, heavier nucleus, releasing a vast amount of energy in the process. This process is what powers the sun and other stars in the universe, and scientists have been working for decades to try to replicate this process on Earth. To achieve nuclear fusion in the tokamak, scientists use magnetic fields to confine and control plasma, which is a gas made up of charged particles. The plasma is heated to extremely high temperatures using radio waves, microwaves, and other forms of energy until the nuclei within the plasma become ionized, meaning that they lose their electrons and become positively charged. Once the plasma is ionized, powerful magnetic fields are used to confine and control it within the tokamak's donut-shaped chamber. These magnetic fields are created by superconducting coils that surround the chamber and generate a powerful magnetic field that is strong enough to hold the plasma in place. As the plasma is heated and confined, the nuclei within it begin to collide and fuse together, releasing vast amounts of energy in the form of light and heat. The energy released during fusion is many times greater than the energy required to initiate the reaction, which is what makes nuclear fusion such an attractive potential energy source. The launch of the HL2M tokamak has generated a great deal of excitement and interest among scientists and researchers who are working on developing sustainable energy sources. We had the opportunity to speak with one of the scientists involved in the project to get their perspective on this groundbreaking development. In an interview with one of the scientists, they stated that the launch of the HL2M tokamak was a very exciting development for the scientific community. They explained that fusion energy has the potential to be an incredibly powerful and clean source of energy, with the ability to produce vast amounts of electricity without generating harmful emissions or waste. The scientist went on to say that the HL2M tokamak is a major step forward in the development of fusion energy technology, as it represents one of the most advanced fusion reactors in the world. They explained that the tokamak has the potential to achieve temperatures of up to 150 million degrees Celsius, which is a critical milestone in the quest for controlled nuclear fusion. When asked about the challenges involved in developing fusion energy technology, the scientist acknowledged that there are still many obstacles to overcome. However, they expressed optimism about the potential for this technology to revolutionize the energy sector and provide a sustainable, clean source of power for generations to come. The HL2M tokamak has been in development for over a decade and represents a major milestone in China's nuclear fusion program. The device was designed to replicate the nuclear fusion process that powers the sun and has the potential to produce vast amounts of clean energy with very little waste. The successful launch of the tokamak is an important step forward in the development of fusion energy technology. Over the next several years, the device will undergo a series of tests to determine its effectiveness at producing sustained nuclear fusion reactions, which is the key to generating energy from fusion. During these tests, scientists and researchers will be closely monitoring the performance of the tokamak to see if it can maintain the plasma at temperatures and pressures required for fusion to occur. They will be looking for evidence of sustained nuclear fusion reactions and will be measuring the amount of energy produced by the device. If the tests are successful, the tokamak could pave the way for the development of commercial-scale fusion reactors that could provide a clean, sustainable source of energy for the world. However, there are still many challenges to overcome, and scientists will continue to work tirelessly to refine and improve this technology. The potential of nuclear fusion to provide a clean and limitless source of energy has long been a topic of great interest and research for scientists and policymakers worldwide, and the launch of China's artificial sun is a major step forward in making that potential a reality. Fusion energy has the potential to revolutionize the world's energy landscape. Unlike traditional nuclear power plants that rely on fission reactions to generate energy, fusion reactors use the same process that powers the sun to produce vast amounts of clean energy with very little waste. Fusion energy is also incredibly safe, with no risk of catastrophic meltdowns or radioactive waste disposal. It is a sustainable and reliable source of energy that has the potential to power communities and cities for generations to come. However, there are still many challenges to overcome before fusion energy becomes a reality. The technology is still in its early stages of development, and much more research and testing is needed before commercial-scale fusion reactors can be built. Nonetheless, the launch of China's artificial sun represents a major milestone in the quest for sustainable clean energy. It shows that significant progress is being made in the development of fusion energy technology, and it provides hope for a future where clean, limitless energy is available to everyone. China's launch of the HL2M tokamak, also known as the artificial sun, is a groundbreaking development in the quest for clean and sustainable energy. This experimental device represents a major milestone in the development of nuclear fusion technology, which has the potential to provide clean, limitless energy for generations to come. While the tokamak is still in the testing phase, its success thus far offers hope for a brighter future and showcases China's technological prowess. It also underscores the importance of investing in scientific research and innovation to tackle the global challenge of climate change. If you're interested in learning more about the latest developments in science and technology, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be covering all the latest news and breakthroughs in the world of science, from cutting-edge research to exciting new technologies.
Now, China's one small step could be a giant leap for humanity, creating an artificial sun. Yes, you heard that right.
Rumors have been pouring in that China has just launched its artificial sun into space. A video circulating online shows a bright yellow ball lighting up the night sky while ascending to the clouds. Could this be the artificial sun China has been working on for the last few years? If so, what purpose is this artificial sun meant to serve? And most of all, what are the possible consequences of having two suns? Stay tuned to this video as we discuss all these and more. The sun is the most vital part of our existence here on Earth. Without it, life on Earth will not be possible. From providing light, heat and warmth to making the growth of plants possible, the sun's usefulness is endless. It makes up about 99% of the solar system. Have you ever wondered why the planets orbit around the sun? Well, it's because the sun is a life-giving star. But for a long time now, China has wished for a sun of its own, an artificial sun. In case you're wondering why, it's all about power. Now, I don't mean political power, but nuclear-generated power, the kind our sun utilizes to give off heat and light. The sun is the largest star in the solar system. It accounts for about 99.8% of the mass of the entire solar system. The sun's mass is about 333,000 times that of the Earth. The sun's radius measures 696,000 kilometers, which makes it 109 times that of the Earth. Regarding temperature, the surface of the sun is measured to be about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, but its core is far hotter, measuring more than 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. Now that's a whole lot of heat. The pressure within the sun's core is estimated to be the equivalent of 250 billion atmospheres or 15.7 million Kelvin. These extreme temperatures and pressures allow the fusion of 4 protons into one alpha particle. Scientists have explained that not all this heat gets to the Earth. A good portion of it radiates into space. Knowing these details about the sun, how similar is China's sun to the real one? And how much of the sun's unique properties can it replicate? China's artificial sun. China's artificial sun is a lot similar to our sun. In fact, it's more than 5 times hotter than the actual sun. China's artificial sun works just like the sun. You see, the sun creates solar energy by nuclear fusion inside its core. The sun is mainly composed of hydrogen and helium. The nuclear fusion reactions in the sun convert hydrogen into helium. In other words, the protons of hydrogen atoms collide in the sun's core and fuse to create helium atoms in a process called proton-proton chain reaction. This reaction releases an enormous amount of energy every time it takes place, and it is the source of the sun's energy. Scientists have proven that every second, the sun converts 600 million tons of hydrogen into 590 million tons of helium. The missing 4 million tons account for the massive energy released. So every second a proton-proton reaction takes place, the sun releases about 4 million tons of energy. You may want to ask, can China's artificial sun keep up with the sun? Well, yes, it can. Ordinarily, to match the energy produced by the sun, you'd have to explode 100 billion tons of dynamite every second. But China's sun uses the same technique the sun employs to generate energy, the fusion of nuclear particles. How exactly does this work? It's a complex process involving the use of magnets and plasma. The official name of China's artificial sun project is Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, EAST. Contrary to what most people think, EAST is not a large burning ball of fire like the sun. In simple terms, EAST is a donut-shaped nuclear reactor chamber where plasma is heated up and trapped with powerful magnetic fields. The plasma here is hydrogen plasma, which radiates a purple glow. Inside the EAST, lasers are used to heat this plasma, which can be heavy hydrogen atoms like deuterium and tritium, to millions of degrees Celsius. These extreme temperatures are similar to those present in the sun's core, so they provide the perfect environment for nuclear fusion. Once these ultra-high temperatures are reached, the atoms inside the tokamak will start smashing together, releasing tremendous amounts of energy as they do so. Guess you'd like to know that the term tokamak is an acronym for toroidal chamber with magnetic coils. A tokamak is a machine that uses magnetic fields to confine a plasma in a torus shape. Replicating the sun is no small task. The tokamak design is what allows scientists to not only recreate the conditions inside the sun, but also carry out similar reactions. Scientists see the tokamak as the leading concept for future fusion power plants. In a tokamak, magnetic field coils confine plasma particles, allowing the plasma to reach the conditions necessary for fusion reactions. Every tokamak, including EAST, has a donut-shaped vacuum chamber where gaseous hydrogen fuel is placed under extreme heat and pressure, turning it into plasma. And plasma is any hot, electrically charged gas. In the east, a powerful electrical current is run through the vessel to ionize the gaseous hydrogen fuel and form a plasma. As the plasma particles become energized and collide with one another, they also release heat. The additional heating method, laser heating technology, finally helps bring the plasma to fusion temperatures close to 300 million degrees Celsius. At these temperatures, the particles become highly energized and fuse easily, releasing colossal amounts of energy. Inside a tokamak, scientists control the charged plasma particles using the massive magnetic coils placed around the chamber. These magnetic coils also prevent a nuclear meltdown of the chamber by the hot plasma. China has surely broken a record and set the pace for future artificial sun projects, but this achievement came at a high cost. So far, China has spent about $1 trillion on the East project. If you're still wondering why a country like China should go through all this trouble and spend such a huge amount of money on a single project, the answer is that it's all an effort to generate clean, limitless energy. The world has witnessed much damage from fossil fuels. From air pollution to ozone degradation, the list goes on and on. Rather than seek a new natural resource to exploit, China decided to mimic the natural reactions occurring within stars to produce unlimited clean energy. A typical artificial sun would produce no fossil fuels, no waste materials, and would last a really long time, just like our sun, which has been around for billions of years. It may interest you that China is not the first country to try its hands on a nuclear sun. For over 70 years, scientists have sought to carry out nuclear fusion reactions in a safe and efficient way that can produce commercial nuclear energy without any risks. The problem has always been in keeping the plasma away from the chamber's walls, because contact between the hot, electrically charged plasma and the walls of the reactor can cause a serious meltdown. Despite this, they knew they needed to get the plasma temperatures up for any nuclear fusion to occur, and so they had to devise a means of handling plasma that's hot enough to fuse. The truth is that fusion reactors like the East need to operate under very high temperatures hotter than the Sun because there isn't enough pressure to support the reaction. The Sun has a core pressure of 15 million Kelvin. Getting a fusion reactor to such pressure levels is nearly impossible, so tokamaks must work at much lower pressures than the Sun. Again, there wasn't a seemingly possible way to utilize lasers and magnetic fields to control plasma without ruining the fusion process. These were the issues on the ground until China had the breakthrough, earning a reputation for building the world's first artificial sun. How efficient is China's artificial sun? The sun's surface releases 63 million watts of energy per square meter, but by the time the energy travels 93 million miles to reach Earth, it is diminished to 1,370 watts per square meter. There are no actual estimates of how much energy East will be able to generate. Deuterium, a substance needed to fuel East, can be obtained from Earth's oceans. 1 liter of seawater potentially has enough fusion material to produce energy equivalent to 300 liters of gasoline. Since our ocean is pretty much endless, it's believed that China's artificial sun would provide a near unlimited energy supply. No doubt this recent feat has proven that this might just be the case. You see, China's sun managed to superheat plasma to temperatures 5 times hotter than the sun in the reactor. This feat was held for more than 17 minutes. The actual numbers are 158 million degrees Fahrenheit for 1056 seconds. The heat in the sun's core is just 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, so you can see how much of an achievement this was for China's East reactor. East broke its own record, which it set in 2021 when it ran for 101 seconds at 216 million degrees Fahrenheit. The entire science community celebrated this achievement because it meant that the dream of creating an unlimited source of clean energy was within reach. The first notable record performance for any tokamak reactor was held by France's Tour Supra tokamak. It maintained similar temperatures for 390 seconds in 2003. Since then, no other nuclear reactor has come close to China's Super Tomatak. With the kind of extreme temperatures the East handles, you may be afraid if China's artificial sun is safe. Well, based on information from scientists working on this project, the East is safe. Modern-day tokamaks typically contain less than 1/10 of 1 gram of hydrogen at any moment. So the amount of hydrogen inside the chamber is too insignificant to cause issues. If, for any reason, a disruption occurs during a reaction, the reaction immediately cools down and stops. This makes a nuclear explosion near impossible in a tokamak. So, as you can see, a fusion process in a tokamak like East is quite safe. But despite this, scientists are still going the extra mile to build additional safety measures into fusion power plant designs. These safety measures will ensure that even if a cataclysmic breach occurs in a tokamak, it would only create small radioactivity problems outside of the plant. How long will China's sun last after launch? Our sun is about 4.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.